everybody. I want to bring you live inside of the courtroom right now where there is a hearing for the man who's accused of killing a nursing student at UGA. So this is Jose Ibarra, who is charged with Laken Riley's murder. I mean, what we're looking at are court officials right now. We are waiting for the hearing to begin at any moment now. And we'll take you in there live just as soon as it gets underway. It looks like, court officials are just kind of talking amongst themselves. But we're keeping an eye on this. And once again, let me show you some footage of the previously shot footage, images, I should say, of Jose Ibarra. Here's a mugshot. And that is Laken Riley. That is the nursing student that he is accused of killing. Jose Ibarra is not only charged with Laken Riley's murder, investigators also say that Ibarra beat Riley to death. And, they found her body near Lake Herrick. So again, we're just waiting for this hearing, looking live inside the courtroom right now. We're waiting for this hearing to begin at any moment now. In the meantime, I'm going to just share with you some of the other top stories that we are following as well. Big day back in the classroom for kids all across Metro Atlanta. 13 different school districts around the metro are headed back to the classroom this morning. That includes Hall County, Beaufort City, Carroll County, and others. Atlanta News First reporter Dom Shipman reports from Carroll County.
It is a very busy day here at Central Elementary School because right now all the parents are dropping off the kids. The buses are coming in, dropping off the kids as well. And I want you to look over here because you can see those kids wearing those bright vests. They are student ambassadors helping all of the kids that are getting off the bus and getting out of the vehicles, helping them to feel at ease on this first day of school. And it has been an intense few weeks of preparation for the staff and faculty. They say they're ready to go, ready to receive some 16,000 students back to school today at their 12 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, and 5 high schools. We talked with the principal here at Central. This is her first year leading this school, a school that she actually attended as a child. She says that both parents and kids should expect to feel those first day jitters. That's normal. It's also normal to feel a bit of excitement too.
And when they come in, we want them to feel like a big welcome home. And so they should expect a very organized and prepared day. And I think from experience, I can say that they should expect the day to go by really quickly.
And it's like a party here this morning as well. Take a look at the signage right there, kind of illustrating the new school year, 24-25. And we mentioned those first day jitters, not just for the kids, but for parents too. We know that, and so does the principal. So she is putting together an email right around midday. She'll send that out and update all the moms and dads, parents and guardians, letting them know how the kids are doing. We're here in Carroll County. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
All right, and thanks so much to Don for that report. And starting on Monday, 8 more counties will begin their 2024 school year as well. We have it all on AtlantaNewsFirst.com and Atlanta News First Plus. And that includes the largest school district in the state, which is Gwinnett County. Atlanta News First reporter Joshua Skinner shows us what's in, and what's out for the new school year.
The start of August in Georgia means it's back to school. And for many kids outside Atlanta, it's the first day to show off that new Stanley gear. Yoann Regina Gutierrez is growing up too quickly.
I'm really excited for my teachers and friends, but I just don't want to grow up.
I feel you, Yoann. Now in 5th grade, it's her last year at Central Elementary in Carroll County.
All the little kids are going to be like, wow, you're so big.
And all the big kids know what's cool this year.
Stanleys and Stanley toppers all the way. Everyone has them.
It's even cool for adults.
Usually the Stanley or the coffee cup. Everyone has that in their hand.
It's Principal Marla Turpin's first day as the principal of Central Elementary, but she's by no means the new kid on the block.
I went to this school my whole life.
You went to this school?
I went to this school.
Madonna and Flock of Seagulls are out. In are Chromebooks and fancy gadgets.
Trying to make sure that we're keeping up with the times, keeping up with technology.
You should keep up with the times as well. The school zones reactivate tomorrow, so watch out for buses and kids, especially on highways near schools in areas like Carroll, Troup, Floyd, and Hall counties. And that way Yoan can focus on, fingers crossed, not getting any weekend homework. What'd you do if your teacher did give you homework on a Friday, the first Friday of the school week?
My dog ate it.
Some excuses never get old, and FYI, Yoan, some kids never grow up. This is so much better than Shakespeare. In Carroll County, Angela Skinner,
We get to change lives every day.
Atlanta News First.
Last day to file
And now we are
motions
back in live in the courtroom in Athens as the hearing is
end of
underway
August,
for the
August
man
the
accused of
30th. So my
killing
thought would
nursing
be
student at UGA, Laken Riley.
that see what is filed there, give the state an opportunity to respond or review or something, and set up a hearing on whatever motions are ripe to be heard sometime, probably late September would be my estimate, perhaps early October. Certainly if there's a motion, I guess I'm not making this a hard and fast rule, but I would like for there to be a response within 10 days of the motion being filed. However, if it's a motion that might take longer, let me know about that. Either way, we can see. But my goal is to have one hearing on the motions at that point. And of course, you'd have to see how long that would take. I don't know if the defense can tell me if they expect a Jackson Deno or not. If you're not ready to talk about that, you don't have to.
We do not anticipate a Jackson Deno in this case, Your Honor. We do anticipate there will likely be another evidentiary motion being filed. Just so Your Honor is aware, we received our second half of the evidence 2 weeks ago. It's another 2 terabytes, so we're still working through that. And then we received a third round of discovery this morning from Ms. Ross. So we haven't been able to look at everything yet, but we don't think there'll be a Jackson Deno. We do think there'll be other evidentiary motions.
That's fine. The other dates I want to discuss is my plan is to put this on the November 18th trial calendar. My thought is that I may notice it for the week prior for jurors. In other words, do jury selection perhaps on the Wednesday before, or begin that on the 13th of November. And we can refine this somewhat as it goes on, but then I would think that for you all's purposes in witnesses and subpoenas and that sort of thing, not actually start the trial until Monday the 18th. That's my thought as of today about that. I'm also considering a separate juror questionnaire. I'll invite both sides if you want to submit questions that you think are appropriate. I'll consider it. Of course, that's not going to eliminate your own separate voir dire questions, but and depending on how that document develops, may go out early with the juror notices, or it may just be a situation. I have done it when they come in, they sit for the first hour or so and fill it out. We'll just have to see and how that develops. But those are the matters on my list today. I'll hear you what your thoughts are on any of that and anything else. Ms. Ross, I'll hear from you first.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I think you pretty much answered all the questions I had as you were continuing to talk. The state did intend to file a written response to the motions that at least were filed yesterday, and that will continue to be our practice. And I was going to request today 10 days to respond to the motions that were served upon me yesterday afternoon. So if I may get that, I will respond in writing to at least the two, and I will continue to respond in writing 10 days, at least 10 days from the time they serve the motions upon me. I will respond in writing within 10 days. As far as the jury selection, yeah, my only concern is to have the trial completed before Thanksgiving if we start on the 18th, because I know Your Honor knows that jurors their schedules get really funny that week of Thanksgiving, and usually Tuesday before Thanksgiving is when we start to lose people. As sitting here talking to you right now, I think the jury is completely seated, and we are starting with opening statements and evidence on the 18th. If we hustle, I think we could be completed in time. I'm just not sure what the defense case will be, so I always hesitate to give the court an estimate because I don't know what their defense will be at this point or what evidence they may have, so that might slow us down. I will work with the defense to see if we can come up with a joint questionnaire, and if we cannot, then we will turn to Your Honor for assistance in a questionnaire.
Okay. All right. Ms. Webb?
Judge, thank you. I wanted to clarify the August 30th deadline. Other than that, we don't really have any matters to discuss with Your Honor. I think the weeks you propose are reasonable. We'll certainly work with the state on a jury questionnaire. Do you have a deadline when you would like that submitted to your office by?
My thought would be, so we'd have a chance to consider it, would be mid-September.
Yes, Your Honor.
And perhaps that would be also something that we would discuss. I think it would be good to have it, especially if it's competing questions before the motion day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't know how far in advance it needs to be, but that's something else that we can discuss on motion day too.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll have it submitted before the motion hearing.
All right. So the timing is not lost on me as far as the holiday and all of that, and that's part of my idea of getting a jurors hopefully picked the week before. And if we had to spill over into the next week, the first part of the next week, that's okay. But, I would like to be able to tell them we're not going to try to interrupt Thanksgiving. That's a problem. But we can see about that. All right. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay. I do think that we want to meet for a moment with the lawyers in the jury room.
Yes, Your Honor.
If we can do that. We can do that now. We'll just meet in this jury room back here.
Yes, sir.
All right. That'll conclude the hearing. Thank you.
Okay, so you've just been listening live to that pretrial hearing for Jose Ibarra. He's accused of killing this young woman, UGA nursing student Laken Riley. The judge now meeting privately with the attorneys as they've been discussing potential, trial dates, jury selection, among other things. We're going to keep following the latest here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. Download our free app to get updates sent right to your phone. Thanks for joining us.